I have recently seen a lot of people ask which is the best hammer to buy. And the truth is that each and one of these hammers can shine, but only if they're used in very specific scenarios. And today I am going to show you those best scenarios to use these hammers. So, welcome everyone. My name is Comet, and let's begin. Let's begin with the laboratory right here, because here we are gonna be able to use the hammer of fighting but also the hammer of spells. The hammer of fighting will allow you to upgrade instantly one of your dark elixir troops, or a normal elixir, or your siege machines, while the hammer of spells will allow you to upgrade one of your spells. And the truth is that the hammer of spells is never truly um, variable until you start getting into the very higher levels and you need that spell right off the bat, or you don't want to pay for that. For example, a really good scenario would be the rage spell right here, which is gonna take almost a full week to upgrade. And if you're someone who does a lot of clan wars, or is in clan war league, or is doing tournaments, you really want to pay for the time that it takes to upgrade these. And the hammer of spells will allow you to bypass that. Alternatively, the dark elixir spells, once you get into the very high levels, talking about level 7 or something like that, they are starting to cost way too much dark elixir, to a point where you would rather save that dark elixir to use it for your heroes. So that is really where the hammer of spells is gonna shine, when the cost and when the price is just too high. Aside from that, I will not recommend you to use the hammer of spells in any other scenario, because you could use hammer of fighting instead, which will allow you to upgrade any of the best troops in your entire game, be it the balloons, the dragons, electro dragons, miners, hog riders, bowlers, etc. And therefore you want to have that um, hammer of fighting for these specific um, troops. However, because you are usually farming and getting so much elixir in this game, you would rather use the hammer not for the elixir troops themselves, nor for the siege machines, but for the dark elixir troops. Because not only they're gonna take a lot of time, they will also take way too much resources. And not only this, they are also very important to use on their attacks. The Hog Riders, for example, which are one of the best troops in the entire game, they're gonna be able to work from the moment you unlock them at Town Hall 7 all the way to level 15, to Town Hall level 15, where you can use Super Hog Riders and just stomp your bases. So definitely, the best usages are gonna be the Dark Elixir spells. More importantly, though, if you want to go even deeper, the Dark Elixir troops, to go even deeper, you want to use the hammer on Hog Riders and on Bowlers. Why Bowlers? It's because the Bowlers will scale very hard once you get into Town Hall 12, 13, 14. The Super Bowlers are one of the best troops in Town Hall 14, probably the best troop in Town Hall 14, along balloons and hogs. And then on Town Hall 15 they shine as well, so Bowlers and Hog Riders, absolute must upgrade with your hammer. Aside from that though, whichever you prefer on the Dark Elixir, that's where you want to use it. So let's go now onto something that it's gonna be a bit more complex, which is gonna be this right here, the Hammer of Building. Now the Hammer of Building is very important. This is why I have this space for you, because I can show you, Town Hall 12, Town Hall 13, 14 and 15 structures. And the Hammer of Building is imperative to be used on the following structures. And by this I mean, having these structures on your base will allow you to basically go to a complete different level in terms of defensiveness on your base. If you don't have Monolith maxed, Spell Tower maxed, Scatter Shots, or Eagle Artillery, and you don't have the resources for the Eagle Artillery specifically, you must use your Hammer of Building on these ones, because these structures will defend your base by themselves. Spell towers, for example, once you have it on the Poison Tower level, even though the Poison Tower is only level 2, it is stronger than level 3, because at level 3 all you do is get in the invisibility spell, but you can get poison at level 2. And having it at level 2 will allow you to defend against Hog Riders, against Miners, against Balloons, and it will single-handedly destroy Balloons as well as Blimp attacks. So spell towers are very important. Same for the Monolith, which will stop Royal Champions and Kings going by themselves, any Shui strategies. And then the Scatter Shots, which just do so much damage. Like, these things are fucking broken. It's not even... I cannot even start to think about any possible way to use a Hammer of Building, that's better than just upgrade the Scatter Shots or any of these buildings. The Scatter Shots, you do have 2 of them, so it's gonna take more Hammer of Buildings, but trust me, it's worth it. I think I have used 2 Hammer of Buildings on each one of these. And then the Eagle Artillery is slightly less priority, but I will still use a Hammer of Building on it. In fact, I have used 2 Hammer of Buildings on it as well. And then I recently took a break, that's why I haven't used it on this account yet. But otherwise, I would use it on it 100%. Which is at the moment is almost about to end. So it's not worth for me to upgrade. Just came back from my vacations. But once you go past these structures, any other structure, your base is gonna survive without using Hammer of Building on it, because they are not gonna be able to single-handedly stop a defense like these structures. That is at least my point of view. And then you have the Hammer of Heroes, which I would use it on the Archer Queen without even question. In fact, on this account I did that. My hammer, in fact, if you see, just at first glance, this base looks weak. In fact, I have people come and say, hey, this base is not that strong. But they don't realize also how powerful my attack is with the Archer Queen level 90. With this queen, I can 3 stars without even having to think about strategy any Town Hall 13 and any Town Hall 14 base, because their levels on the queen are just that powerful. And this is a 3-star even without using the other heroes. In fact, you guys can see my champion is sleeping and my warden is sleeping. So I can literally just focus on getting Dark Elixir for the champion and for the king if my queen is powerful. So I would recommend you not only to use the hammer on the queen, but anything that can possibly be used on the queen, like Hammer of Building, Hammer of Heroes, Book of Heroes, Gems, Potion of Building, anything that can be used on the queen, use it, because she is that powerful. If the monolith right here and the spell towers can defend your base by themselves, the queen can attack a base by itself. This will not be the case on Town Hall 15 though, but while you wait for your other upgrades, the queen can at the very least secure you a 2 stars on any base. And that I guarantee you, because you can see my base is not powerful, and I am 2-star in almost every single Town Hall 15 bases, and 3-star in anything below that. So yeah, this has been my recommendations for how to use the hammers. If you have a maxed queen though, I would still save the hammer, but only for when you start getting into levels, for example for the king, anything above level 75, below it is not really that worth it. For the royal champion it's gonna be anything above probably level 25. And for the warden it depends, because the warden is very powerful. I would say you can use it on the warden if you don't have to buy anything else. If you don't have any other hammer of building or hammer of heroes, sorry, of hammer of spells or anything, you can use it on the hammer. Alternatively, you have the pet house, where you can use the hammer on the pet house, which I have done myself, so that you can use the dark elixir exclusively on your heroes. But that's about it. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you. For now, though, I'm gonna leave the episode right here. I'm sorry for my voice in these videos, as well as sometimes maybe not having my ideas straight, is because I'm a bit sick at the moment. But I try to bring the scenarios that are truly making these hammers shine, and where these hammers are truly worth using. Because I have, for example, at the moment, a lot of medals, but I don't really have anything to use them now that my queen is maxed. And when you get into this point, it really doesn't matter. But getting these monolith, the spell towers, electro dragons, hog riders, bowlers, etc., is super important. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Comet, and I'm gonna leave the episode just right here. I will see you on the next video. Peace.